Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, we are reading Family Business. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Chapter 4, Press On. In this record to Srimad Bhagavatam 4:25-15, Srila Prabhupada writes about the secret of success. After finishing receiving the orders of the spiritual master, the disciples should think about the instructions or orders of the spiritual master and should not allow himself to be disturbed by anything else. This is a verdict of Srila Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur, who, while explaining the verse of the Bhagavad Gita 241, beginning with Vyavasayatmika Budhire Keha Kurunandana, points out that the order of the spiritual master is the life substance of the disciple. The disciple should not consider whether he is going back to home, back to Godhead. His first business should be to execute the orders of the spiritual master. Thus, a disciple should always meditate on the orders of the spiritual master, and that is a perfectional meditation. Not only should he meditate upon that order, he should find out the means by which he can perfectly execute it. Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, the fourth text 46. Putram. Oh, sorry. All right. Anusam sadhum tadrisham gudevatam etat ahutulaham brahman ashmakam vidama prabho pitu putraya yat dvesha narayana ayoshita kim uttanuvasam sadhum kim uttanuvasam sadhum tadrisham gurudevatam ekautulaham brahman Kautulah Brahman Asmakam Vidamo Prabho Asmakam Vidama Prabho Pitu Putraya Yadvesho Pitu Putraya Yadvesho Naraya Roshita Kin Utanuva Samsadum Tadrisham Guru Devatam Etan Kautuhalam Brahman Asmakam Vidama Prabho Pitu Putraya Yadvesho Narayana Prayoshita. Narayana. Narayana. Yeah. Putraya Yadvesho Narayana Prayota. Kimuta, much less Anuvasam, two obedient and perfect sons, Sadun, great devotees, Adrisham, of that sort, Guru Devam, honoring the Father as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that this caused to Halam doubt, Brahman, O Brahmana, as Makam of us, Vidama, dissipate, Prabhu, O my Lord, Pitu of the Father, Putraya unto the Son, yet which the Dvesha envy, Narayana for killing. Yes, in translation, yeah, maybe there's a mistake. Also, on the third line, they put Brahman with double N. I think there's a maybe mistake. On the book is with N, double N, two N's. Sorry. Yeah, that's my mistake. See, Marayan. Sorry about that. Polite. Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthira further inquired, how was it possible for the father to be so violent towards an exalted son was obedient when he had respectful of his father, O Brahmana, O Master, I have never heard of such contradiction as an affectionate father's punishing his noble son with the intention of killing him. Can dissipate our doubts in this art. Purpose. In the story of human society, an affectionate father is rarely found to chastise a noble and the son. Therefore, Maharaj wanted Narada Muni to dissipate his doubt. The active purpose of the 7th canto, 4th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam and terrorize the universe. I would like to read the next one if you don't mind. Yeah. Is that okay? All right. Okay. So we keep it the same this time. Kinutanu vasam sadhun stashangu devatam etam kautu halam brahman asmakam vidama prabhu pitu putraya yadesho marayana prayoshitaha. Maharaj Yudhishthira further inquired, how was it possible for the father to be so violent towards an exalted son who was obedient, well-behaved, and restful to his father? O Brahmana, O Master, I have never heard of such contradiction as an affectionate father punishing his noble son with the intention of killing him. Kindly dissipate our doubts in this regard. Om Jnanatirmirandasya Gnana Shalakaya Chakshura Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. The Srimad Bhagavatam is mainly a book of questions and answers. We see now here Maharaj Yudhishthira is asking questions to Narada Muni, and Maharaj Parikshit was asking Shukadeva Goswami questions, and the sages of Naimisharanya, they were asking Sutta Goswami, and we have so many questions and answers. And this is the doubt that Maharaj Yudhishthira had. And there is a difference, there is a subtle difference between a question and a doubt. Do you know what is the difference between a question and a doubt? Correct. Doubt is a lack of uncertainty or lack of conviction. And doubt has a negative connotation. Let's say a teacher is teaching the kids 2 plus 2 is 4. So a kid is asking, teacher, how much is 2 plus 2? The teacher says 4. And another kid is asking, but are you sure that 2 plus 2 is 4? So one is a question, the other is a doubt. And the doubt has a negative connotation. And also doubt is opposite to faith, like heat and cold, doubt and faith. So here Maharaj Parikshit is expressing this doubt. He said, and it's very negative actually, how is it possible for a father to be so violent, so aggressive to his son who was devotee? Even in the purport, he, in the word by word, Prabhupada translate like he was treating Hiranyakashipu like the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who will not like to have a son like Prahlad Maharaj, or a brother, or an uncle, or a friend like Prahlad Maharaj? Practically everyone. But Hiranyakashipu was so demoniac that he tried to kill him 1,000 times. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, they are only described just a few. Like he tried to poison him, he dropped him from mountains. He put them in front of elephants. But he tried to kill him 1,000 times, and 1,000 times Krishna saved him. So Maharaj Yudhishthira is confused about this, because it's normal for a father to chastise a kid when he's disobedient, when he's causing troubles. Like we saw in the story of Maharaj Vena, he was giving so many troubles, and in the end they killed him because was not a good son. But this is just the opposite situation. When the son is completely obedient, he's very respectful, he performs all his duties as a son, but still he's being chastised. That means that Hiranyakashipu was blind. He could not see that his son was actually his best well-wisher. And we see also in the Mahabharata, and mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita and the purport of the second verse, chapter 1, that Srila Prabhupada said that Dhritarashtra was blind and his sons were also blind. Maharaj Dhritarashtra was blind by birth, but his sons were blind due to lack of knowledge and understanding. But the blindness was there. But this case is different. Son is not blind, but father is blind. So he cannot see that actually Prahlad Maharaj was trying to help him and was trying to liberate his father. Even when Nrsimha, he was killing Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad Maharaj was praying for the safety and for the salvation of his father. So this just show how exalted Prahlad Maharaj was. And he never compromised. You see that we see in the few verses when they talk about education of Prahlad Maharaj. Even though he was in a demoniac society, even though he had teachers who were demoniac, like Sandayamarka, that they were actually the sons of Sukracharya. Despite all this, despite all the negative things in his life, he was fixed in his determination to Krishna. And he was trying to pass this on to his father when his father asked, so what did you learn? What are the best things you had learned? And he just proposed his father to practice any of the 9 processes of devotion and service. And nowadays, like with the mentality of nowadays, people could say, okay, if you want to be a devotee, that's fine. You be a devotee of Krishna, I do my demoniac thing, that's fine. We just, cooperate with each other. That will be like a liberal mentality. That this was not the mentality of Hiranyakashipu. He said, you think my way or I'll kill you. And we can say that Hiranyakashipu was the biggest child abuser in the history of the universe. Not only in the history of mankind, but in the story of the universe. Because his son didn't do anything wrong. Just the opposite. He was trying to help not only Hiranyakashipu, but his friends as well. We see when Prahlad Maharaj was at the school, he was preaching to all his friends, and they all became devotees, which create even further disturbance in Sandayamarka, Sukracharya, who, by the way, was also exhibiting demoniac mentality like Hiranyakashipu, because he accepted the service of being a guru of Hiranyakashipu, even though he was not qualified. Because guru is somebody who will liberate us from the cycle of birth and death, who will give us the highest knowledge and who will show us the right path. But Sukracharya, he just, for a question of economical convenience, he was teaching Hiranyakashipu, but he was not interested in his ultimate benefit. He was just trying to live a comfortable life without the need of depending on Krishna. That was what Prahlad Maharaj was doing, and that's why he was protected thousands, hundreds and hundreds of times from any danger. So this is the difference between the mentality of the devotee and demoniac person. The devotees are trying to give the best welfare, the best benefit to everyone, and he's trying to propagate Krishna consciousness in the best way, in the most positive way. So that's why devotees, they go out on book distribution and trying to propagate Krishna consciousness despite all the difficulties. Like Prahlad Maharaj was born in a demoniac family, and most of us, we are living in a demoniac society where everyone is against the will of the Lord, everyone is against the religious principles. But despite all this, the devotees, they go out and they try to give books of Srila Prabhupada because they know this is the best thing we can do for everyone. It's the best for the one who is giving and for the one who is receiving. And if we would do this, we are following in the footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj, that despite his bad environment, he was trying to propagate Krishna consciousness. And even though he was facing so much opposition, he never changed his determination. He never compromised. And we see that this is also, in modern times, the mentality of Srila Prabhupada, that he never compromised his message like Sukracharya did for economic convenience. There was a time when some devotees, they want to give some donation to Srila Prabhupada, and Srila Prabhupada said, I cannot accept that donation because it's coming from illicit means. Because some devotees, kind of devotees, they were selling drugs and they wanted to give the money to Srila Prabhupada to purify, to do the yagya. And Srila Prabhupada didn't accept the money. He said, no, this is against our principles. So Prabhupada emphasized that purity should be the force and not dubious means. And we see that sometimes we can talk a little bit about Sankirtan because we are in Prabhupada's marathon. Sometimes devotees use, and here also in Scotland, devotees, they used to use, for what I heard, some dubious means to get donations, like we are collecting for the kids of Africa, poor kids in Africa, and so on and so forth. And this has been going on also in other places, but Prabhupada never encouraged that. He said the beauty of the books are good enough for the people to feel attracted and to buy them. We had in South America also devotees that there were some funny means to distribute books. We have a couple of devotees that they were stopping people. They were asking, excuse me, do you smoke? And the person said, no, I don't smoke. And then they shake their hands. They said, that's very good. You are a very honest person, and you are concerned about your welfare and the welfare of other people by not smoking. So this book is exactly for people like you. They said, then they stop, and the next one is, do you smoke? Yes, I smoke. That's very good, because you are very honest. Despite your bad habits, you are being very honest. So this book is for people like you. And either way, they will distribute books, and they were quite successful. But the problem with that was that we were going another day on books distribution, and the people say, no, I don't smoke. Oh, no, yeah, I smoke. So it was given a negative connotation, even though the immediate result was good because they were distributing a lot of books. But in the end, was not good because people thought I were just interested in people who smoke. And there was another Prabhu who was very, very smart. Like he was in the border between Uruguay and Brazil, but the people need to cross the border, and there was a long queue of buses waiting to cross the border. So he disguised himself as a border control, and before the border, he will go into the buses, and because in that moment, Brazil was very cheap, so people were getting a lot of contraband and bringing to Uruguay. I went a few times with my mom as well. We buy a lot of things because it was very cheap compared to the other country. So he will disguise is a border control, and he said, he won a bus in front of everyone. He said, look, I know you have contraband. I know under this seat you have contraband. I know in that bag there is contraband. So if you buy this book, I just keep quiet. And he was distributing hundreds and hundreds of books every day. He became the biggest distributor in South America. But of course, eventually they found him, and his business was finished. So devotees were doing these kind of things, justifying the goal of distributing books, but the means were not so good. And they were compromising the purity. But Prahlad Maharaj, he never compromised the purity. He never compromised the teaching. He said, okay, you know, my father is the king and he gets so much opulence. I just enjoy a little bit of the opulence of my father. And I chant Hare Krishna in my room. He never did that. He said, no, I'm not going to do any. I'm not going to show the opulence of my father. And at the same time, practice is my Krishna consciousness. I will do whatever it takes to bring my father back to Godhead and whoever is in contact with me back to Godhead. And this is the uncompromising mentality of the great Acharya. Never change the message for the sake of money or for the sake of comfort. So this that was the mentality of Nyagpo. Enjoy material life without serving Krishna, without performing his duty as a. So we all have our role. Pulls in our heart, and we all have our doubts, and we want to surrender for our heart, but not completely. Because we doubt, because our face is because we don't actually there in our heart. So I follow the step to Prahlad Maharaj can reduce the influence of Ranjipur and compromisingly devotees to Krishna and make him the only goal without any else, without any other interest in life other. Please Krishna, please his and serve the order of the spiritual master. So there is a question that you were not afraid of in the sense he was compromising his demonic quality and he was influencing other people and he saw that as a threat for his demoniac domain. read in that sense. The Prada Maharaj was strong still.
To close his eyes to attack. So it looked like fear had come in and really got rid of his heart. And he was
I did have one question about compromising. We know this thing of like time, place, and circumstance. So wondering where does like thinking about time, place, and circumstance become a compromise? How far does it go, or how far can we go before it becomes compromising?
Okay. As long as it doesn't compromise our principles, that's as far as it can go. Like I remember Prabhupada Prana was talking about it, that sometimes uh, there are some materialistic persons that come to Krishna consciousness and devotees made the mistake to put them in a high position. Like there was this famous cook, what's the name of God? This most famous cook in England. No, not Oliver. The other one. Yeah, Ramsey. Gordon Ramsay. Gordon Ramsay is a very demoniac personality. He not only eat meats, but he's very cruel with animals. He kills animals in front of his kids. The kids were terrorized by killing animals. He's very demoniac personality. And one time, devotees invited him to go to cook in the restaurant at Soho. And I was outrageous. I told with Mahaduty back then, I said, Prabhu, how can you invite this guy to cook in the kitchen? He eats meat, he's very cruel with animals. And he said, yeah, but it's going to be a good advertisement for the temple. And in the end, it was a total disaster because the guy was going to the kitchen, cook. Can you imagine? Meat eater cooking in restaurants, kitchen. And he made a very bad advertisement about devotees. He said about everything what he said in the article he wrote about the review about Govinda's restaurant was very negative. Just because the guy is very famous, but this was a compromise in the principles. So time, place, and circumstances, as long as don't compromise the principles. Like, okay, let's go to preach to the pub, and we can have a few pints, and that's okay because we are preaching. That's not. There is a common sense room for everything, as long as it doesn't compromise the principles. Is that okay? Okay. So we finish here. Sankirtan Jai Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj Ki Jai.